Drones on a wire, war on a new script. In South Lebanon, cheap FPVs slip past jamming and hit Israeli troops, echoes of Ukraine, now at a new front. As borders shift beyond the Litani and tactics evolve fast, is technology rewriting this war faster than strategy can keep up? For years, the world watched FPV drones tear through armored columns on the frozen fields of eastern Ukraine. Small, cheap, and devastatingly accurate, these first-person view drones became the defining weapon of the Russian war. Now, the same technology has shown up on the hills of South Lebanon, and Israel is feeling the blow. In recent days, IDF fighters operating inside Lebanon began reporting something new. Small explosive drones carrying explosive charges weighing a few kilograms started appearing near them and then exploding. One incident, roughly a week ago, saw one of these drones reach a settlement right next to the Israeli fence. It hit close to 2 military vehicles. The vehicles were damaged. Soldiers were lucky to walk away. But recent footage reveals direct hits on Israeli positions, with the IDF reporting injuries among troops. What makes these drones difficult to deal with is what powers them: fiber-optics. That means traditional jamming, the kind militaries rely on to knock drones out of the sky, simply does not work here. The signal runs through a wire, not the air. There is nothing to intercept. This clearly shows that Hezbollah might be using or cloning Russian technology for their own benefit. In order to change the situation, a number of moves are being considered, which are aimed at protecting the maneuvering forces and assisting them in their mission. Among these are advancing the Iron Dome system northward and deploying autonomous armored personnel carriers. The IDF has confirmed injuries among troops from similar strikes. Fighters describe the encounters as reminiscent of what soldiers in Ukraine have been living through for years. That comparison is not casual. But even as the drone threats emerge, Israel is not pulling back. The IDF is reinforcing its control in southern Lebanon, and senior officials are blatantly saying that old boundary isn't enough.
The Litani line is no longer relevant. In order to provide real security to the residents of the north, a new border line needs to be established in the Awali.
The Litani River has long been the benchmark, the line that defined the buffer zone between Israel and Hezbollah. Moving that marker all the way to the Awali River means pushing Hezbollah significantly further north than it has ever been pushed before.
This is the only way we can provide real security to the residents of the north.
The IDF was forced to take the decision as the residents of the north have experienced incessant shelling from Lebanon. During the holiday alone, Hezbollah launched 150 rockets at Israeli communities, disrupting the holiday routine and forcing many to spend a lot of time in shelters. In response, the IDF is moving fast. The Iron Dome missile defense system is being repositioned closer to maneuvering forces in Lebanon because most of Hezbollah's fire is now directed at troops in the field, not just cities back home. The Air Force commander visited Northern Command this week to personally assess how better to support ground operations. And there is something else being considered: autonomous armored personnel carriers, loaded with explosives, driven into the center of villages before foot soldiers enter. It is the same method used in Gaza. The goal is to reduce the risk to troops before they go in on foot. What is unfolding here is not just a military operation expanding in scope. It is a conflict where technology is evolving faster than the rules of engagement. Cheap drones threaten tanks. Autonomous vehicles replace point men. And a border that's being held of decades is being redrawn not on the negotiating table but on the ground, village by village. Hezbollah fired more than 80 rockets into northern Israel as Israelis sat down for the first night of Passover, sending hundreds of thousands scrambling into shelters across the country. Reportedly, one rocket struck the border city of Kiryat Shmona, lightly wounding 2 people. The Lebanese militant group had been launching salvos into northern Israel through the morning, with damage reported as far south as Shfaram, east of Haifa, where a building was struck overnight. The timing was no accident. Israel was observing its most celebrated religious holiday when the barrages came in, a point lost on no one watching from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Iran had also been pressing in from another front. 4 missile salvos had struck Israeli territory since midnight, some carrying cluster warheads. 4 people were wounded in Bnei Brak, including 2 babies caught by bomblet strikes in a residential area. Meanwhile, the IDF said that as many as 40 Hezbollah operatives had been killed in strikes and ground clashes over the preceding 24 hours. Israeli Air Force jets hit dozens of command centers, weapons depots, rocket launchers, and anti-tank missile posts across Lebanon. The Israeli Navy claimed to have struck a Hezbollah weapons depot in the south of the country. On the ground, the 91st Galilee Division directed a strike on a Hezbollah cell it had spotted in the field. The 36th Division killed around 10 gunmen after tracking 3 armed operatives on motorcycles. Four Israeli soldiers have been killed and 2 others wounded in a clash with Hezbollah fighters in southern Lebanon, in one of the deadliest single engagements of the ongoing conflict. The IDF has named 3 of the fallen as Captain Noam Madmoni from Sderot, Staff Sergeant Ben Cohen from Lehavim, and Staff Sergeant Maxim Entis from Bat Yam. All 3 served with the Nahal Brigade's reconnaissance unit. The name of the 4th soldier is yet to be released. According to an IDF investigation, troops from the unit spotted a Hezbollah cell in the western sector of southern Lebanon at around 6:30 in the evening. The 2 sides exchanged fire at close range.
In the incident in which Captain Noam Madmoni, Ben Cohen, and Maxim Antis fell, another soldier also fell, whose notification was given to his family. His name has not yet been cleared for publication and will be published at a later time. Additionally, in the incident, an IDF soldier was severely wounded, and a soldier and a reservist soldier were moderately wounded. The soldiers were evacuated to receive medical treatment at the hospital. Their families have been updated.
As soldiers moved to evacuate the wounded, Hezbollah fired an anti-tank missile at the troops, though the Israeli military says it caused no additional casualties. Israeli tanks and aircraft struck back at Hezbollah positions in the area. The deaths came as Hezbollah mounted what it described as a sustained defensive operation against Israeli forces pushing into the town of Einatar in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah fighters engaged Israeli troops using guided missiles, rocket fire, and explosive devices, reporting the destruction of several Merkava tanks in and around Einatar, as well as a military bulldozer. Israel's Channel 14 reported that troops operating inside Lebanon remain in constant motion and exposed, with Hezbollah using knowledge of the terrain to strike effectively. The network described anti-tank missiles as particularly dangerous, noting the difficulty of locating launch positions as a major challenge for Israeli forces on the ground. Earlier, Hezbollah said it fired advanced rockets at the Glilot base on the outskirts of Tel Aviv, home to Military Intelligence Unit 8200, some 110 kilometers from the Lebanese border. The Haifa Naval Base and the Mishmar HaCarmel missile defense site south of Haifa were also targeted. Rocket barrages struck settlements including Kiryat Shmona, Nahariya, and Yiron. A joint attack by Iran and Hezbollah triggered air raid sirens across Haifa, Netanya, Lower Galilee, and Tiberias. The Israeli Ministry of Health said hospitals received 232 injured Israelis in the past 24 hours, 2 of them in critical condition. Israel says it struck back with tank fire and airstrikes. This fighting is showing little sign of letting up.